The Israel-Hamas war stoking protests across the U.S. at various college campuses. In the Northeast, a pro-Palestinian demonstration at Brooklyn College. And at Columbia University, massive crowds as supporters of both Israel and Palestinians held competing protests.
Columbia, open your eyes!
In the nation's capital, American university students gathering in solidarity with Israel.
The horror has reached an unimaginable level.
While supporters of Palestinians made their presence known.
It's scary. I mean, I walked up here with my flag on and I instantly took it off because, you know, people are telling you to be careful.
At UNC Chapel Hill, tensions boiling between supporters of the two sides. Arizona State University Students for Justice in Palestine holding a rally today outside the Student Union, one day after the school's Hillel Jewish organization held a vigil in support of Israel. The school acknowledging the distress and concern caused by the week's events in a statement, but some Jewish students say it doesn't go far enough.
There was no real statement saying what happened was wrong, which I think is stressing out a lot of the Jewish students.
A war of words also playing out in statements from student groups and university's leadership. The University of Florida president issuing a viral statement saying in part, quote, "There is no defense for terrorism. This shouldn't be hard." The NYU Law Student Bar Association president possibly out of a campus title and future job offer at a law firm for writing "Israel bears full responsibility for Hamas's attack" in a weekly bulletin, leaving some of the school's Jewish community on edge.
I've honestly been avoiding campus. I didn't go to class this afternoon.
The Student Bar Association voting to start the president's removal process as a result, and NYU condemning the terrorist attack on Israel in a statement. At Harvard, its Palestinian solidarity groups initially releasing a joint statement holding the Israeli regime entirely responsible for all the unfolding violence.
At the end of the day, this is a group that seeks the destruction of the Jewish race, and it's not the right time to be issuing a pro-Palestinian statement.
Backlash quickly ensued, a professor posting a photo of a truck driving around campus showing photos, which he redacted, of some of the students who signed the statement. Some groups formally apologizing and retracting their signatures, while over 4,000 members of the Harvard community signed a counter statement.
There's a lot of tension. A lot of people have missed class.
Harvard's president condemning the terrorist atrocities perpetuated by Hamas, emphasizing that the student body does not speak for Harvard University.
I feel like Harvard very visibly and loudly stood by Israel, but I don't hear the same frustration for the blood that's been shed for the Palestinians.
Students across the country wondering whose voices will be loudest.
Valerie Castro joins us now from our studios in New York. Valerie, with so many demonstrations around the country there, are there concerns that things could become violent? We know a former Hamas leader has called for Friday to be a global day of anger. Is the NYPD doing anything to prepare for that possibility in New York?
Well, Allison, we should say for the most part, the protests and rallies, though they have been tense, they have remained relatively peaceful, or at least without any major violence. But an NYPD spokesperson tells NBC New York that all officers will be in uniform tomorrow around the city, and there will be added patrols in key areas, including schools and houses of worship, as a precaution. New York Governor Kathy Hochul spoke just within the last few hours at a press conference. They were discussing plans to ensure the safety and security of New Yorkers. She had some very strong words. Take a listen.
I want all New Yorkers to feel confident going to a synagogue, going to school, walking to the streets of New York and throughout our state over the next few days. And those who seek to use Hamas's violence as justification for violence of their own, we have no tolerance for your hate. I condemn violence of every kind in New York. And I want to be clear. When I say every kind, that's exactly what I mean.
The governor also went on to condemn any hate directed towards Palestinian New Yorkers, saying, quote, "a community that is cherished and respected in our state." It's important to note the NYPD says it has not received any new specific or credible threats. Similar security measures are being taken in other large cities around the country, including around the D.C. area.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.